It's been a long journey, but the highly anticipated 2021 season is finally here. Welcome to the Ridley Athletic Complex in Baltimore, Maryland for today's top 5 matchup between the Loyola Greyhounds and the Syracuse Orange. And we're so glad you're with us today on ESPN Plus. I'm Christian Taylor. With me is two-time national champ Taylor Cummings. Both Syracuse and Loyola very disappointed to see last year end, but Syracuse strong on all sides of the field. However, it all starts on that defensive end.
Absolutely. The true veteran player on this defensive end is Asa Goldstock. She's a leader on and off the field, and she's looking for a big day today.
Well, the Loyola Greyhounds, they're bringing back everybody. It's a new year, but Jen Adams is happy to bring every single player back to the field because, hey, they extended the eligibility in the offseason.
The Hounds didn't lose anyone from last year's super successful squad. 2020 seniors like Holly Lloyd decided to use that extra year of eligibility for one last ride, and they're pumped to see how far they can go.
As we take a look at what could have been last year, both teams combined for just one loss. That one loss for Syracuse to that pesky Stony Brook side, but they both landed in the top 10 and had some good wins to end the season before it all got shut down.
I think both teams are just looking to ride the momentum from last year with a new group, with some new faces, and see how far they can get into May.
Both teams just about ready to get going in the draw control circle. And Taylor, this is something we talked about before the game started today, how important draws are going to have to be.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a total battle out there. You have two really seasoned players going up against each other. I'm expecting Emily Harris-Chuck to take primarily most of the draws for Syracuse. And then you have a couple of girls that are going to be going at it from the Loyola side. I think we're probably going to be starting with Livy Rosenzweig, and it's just going to be an all-day battle. The possession from this draw is going to dictate the game, and I think obviously both sides want to win more than they lose.
And Gary Gate, he has a lot of different options there for the draw, including Mashewski, number 8 for Syracuse, who can get hot, as well as, well, many other players for his talented orange side. So if Emily Harris-Chuck isn't doing what she should be doing, he can easily go to somebody else.
Absolutely. I think both teams have the tools and different players to go in. Sometimes it's a bit of a cat and mouse game out there, and if one player is not getting it, they both have options to go with someone else in the circle.
And so it looks like it will be Harris-Chuck and Rosenzweig to start things off. Loyola in the white, Syracuse in the navy, orange numbers on the back, and we're just about set and ready to go. Loyola going from left to right, Syracuse right to left. This 2021 season is finally underway from the Ridley Athletic Complex. And off we go. And Syracuse win it first, as Harris-Chuck usually does. And they'll start on the attack. Grace Fahey had a quick turnaround before Orange was knocked down on that right-hand side. This is the Syracuse starting lineup here. Megan Tyrell, Megan Carney, Emily L., the young freshman, Emily Harris-Chuck getting the advantage here. Correction, L, the grad student, being able to extend that eligibility here. There's Goldstock, as you mentioned there, in goal, and the #1 scoring defense for Syracuse. They start with the ball behind the pipes here. Caitlin Larson will, of course, start in net for Loyola. Slowly coming on for Syracuse, Emma Ward, young freshman who Gary Gate is very excited for.
There are a few freshmen out there today that we're going to see on the Syracuse and Loyola sides. First game jitters, but I expect both sides to come out strong and be able to put the ball away in a few key instances.
As you saw there, an errant pass, but that Loyola defense always swarming nearly caused the turnover. Evan Johnston had picked it up for Syracuse to get going. Already so many freshmen just in the starting bits, and immediately a goal for Sierra Cockerill. And Syracuse gets started off well, 1-0.
What a great drive by Sierra Cockerill. She really takes the inside lane, lowers that left shoulder to get her hips around a cage. Simple little mini fake and shot.
Well, Sierra Cockerill, the junior, back in her hometown of Baltimore, Maryland, went to Roland Park Country School, was 5th on the team last year in points with 17. 12 goals, 5 assists. He's been given the go-ahead here to start 2021. One of many players actually on the Syracuse side to return back to their home state of Maryland. Sarah Cooper as well from Lutherville. We'll for sure see her a little bit as this game goes along. You know, Loyola trying to get their first offensive possession. Just a minute 10 into this one. Once again, we're so glad that you are with us. Harris-Chuck and Rosenzweig again in the draw control circle. It's set up. Rosenzweig with a nice pickup, and they're in the attacky zone.
Rosenzweig had a nice adjustment on that draw. The first one didn't go her way, so she was able to change which way she was following through, able to get the ball a little bit more secure in her stick and put it where she wanted it to.
And there's the starting lineup for Loyola. Emily Wills, Caitlin Gunn, Holly Lloyd, your attackers, with Jillian Wilson, Ellie Klugel, and Sam Fiedler, the fan favorite, there at mid. Another nice move here by Ellie Klugel, the senior captaining this Loyola side this year, and she's kind of brushed away and set nearly out of harm's way.
We can see Sarah Cooper, number 26, is that backer. Very typical and standard for the Syracuse defense is playing a really high pressure in some sort of zone. Today we're seeing Sarah Cooper as a backer, so she's shadowing the ball. Wherever it goes, she's that second line of defense and ensuring that there's always help.
Swarming is Carrie DeFleece, who will be there all day long. Still adding more pressure. Loyola haven't been able to crash to the 12 or even the 8 just yet. Finally, they get it free. Emily Wills sent it in front, batted away, and almost a pickup for Syracuse. And now they do get it, and they'll brush the other way. Quick in transition are the Orange, trying to gain it back. There's Loyola here, Sam Fiedler working, and finally they dish it to Emma Ward, who starts the attack again for the Orange.
Even in these 2 first possessions, I'm really impressed by the way Loyola is riding. They're swarming the ball. We're making it really difficult for Syracuse to get over, which is one of the goals of a ride.
Very patient offense Syracuse have. Against certain teams last year, they would just kind of run end to end against them, but with a strong defense like Loyola, like we saw Jillian Wilson nearly take the ball away there, they have to set up a true offense. Cockerell, who scored the first goal, heads it off. Now looking again behind the cage.
Loyola's in a man-to-man defense right now. They're pressuring at the 12 with that ensured help. Looks like they might be sending some early doubles or hedges to certain players when they touch the ball.
Harris-Chuck with the fake handoff. Back up top at the edge of the 12. They're creeping in. Ward, lovely, wide open.
Wow.
Cannot finish. Caitlin Larson did really well.
What an amazing save right on the doorstep.
Caitlin Larson was left to her own devices, it seemed there, but she made sure that it stayed just 1-0, giving her offense a chance. And we'll see what Loyola can do here in offensive possession number 2. Starting here, Ellie Klugel, who has already seen a good bit of the ball up until this point. Now, Jenna Adams talked about how she's got a nice 1-2 punch by both sides of the cage, and I'm sure she'll try to use all parts of the field today.
Absolutely. To beat this kind of zone defense, everyone needs to be involved. Everyone needs to be a threat, and we've got to take care of the ball too, which we see an unfortunate mishap right there. And
the Syracuse defense providing a turnover there. Just about 5 minutes in, still 1-0, the Orange lead. And this defense picking up right where they left off in 2020. This is Emma Ward once more. Freshman from Babylon, New York, is speaking with Gary Gate before this one, said that she has been tremendous from day one, really acted like she was a starter, and hey, she started this one today.
She looks super confident out there. If you didn't have the roster in front of me, I wouldn't know she was a freshman. So it's just great to see such young blood out there performing really well, and she looks like she has many good years in front of her.
Just having the ball moments ago, Emma Tyrell, she does get it back here. the sophomore, the sister on this team, Megan. Still looking. Well done by the Loyola defense. They found one inside, but could not hang on to it. And it was very well done again by Maria Kiskis on the backside.
That was a great look inside for Syracuse, but Loyola did a great job getting their stick in a passing lane, created a nice turnover, and let's see if they can make something out of this next offensive possession.
6 minutes played in the first game of 2021. Both coaches, they just looking to compete, at least at the start of this year. Greg Gates said too before this, it's hard to take out that championship mentality, and he's just looking for his team, at least at the start, to compete with really any other team, which is why they're playing Loyola and Stony Brook to start off this season.
Absolutely. What a great way to start the year, and what a nice takeaway there by Carrie DeFleece.
Carrie DeFleece, grad student from Garden City, New York. D1 second team All-American last year. Was, of course, part of that #1 scoring defense in all the nation. Was second on the team in 2019 and caused turnovers with 28. So this is nothing new to her. Of course, her sister being on the coaching staff too.
She's a leader out there, and she, whether it's forcing caused turnovers or just playing really solid defense and being there to slide, has many years under her belt, and you can tell that her teammates respect her and that they also know exactly what she's going to do.
Here's Harris Chuck already double teamed, and Loyola will get it. Well, Jen Adams also said before this game, I asked her, who are you going to have covering her? She said, well, probably all 7 of our defenders. It's the only way to guard her.
Yes, having gone against Emily in practice for US, she is so strong and physical and incredibly talented and quick, and is definitely a nightmare matchup. So I feel for the girls out there, and they're going to have to come up with some things to stop her.
Well, Emily Harris Chuck started last year extremely strong. First game at the Carrier Dome against Canisius, scored 7 goals, which is her career high. That's just one behind all-time leading single game record of 8. And today has been swarmed a little bit, but has won her draws. We'll see what she does the rest of this one.
She's one of those players that can score 7 and you don't realize it, and then you look at the box score at the end of the game and you realize just what a true impact she has all over the field in the draw circle, assisting, scoring goals. She's really a leader out there, and we'll definitely see Syracuse rely on that leadership if things get tight.
Game slows down for her, doesn't it?
Absolutely. She makes it look so easy.
That's Klugel. Back to behind the cage. Asa Goldstock making sure she stays strong. This is Fiedler trying to mess with her, and she does score. There's your opener for Loyola. We are level at 1.
What a great move inside. Sam Fiedler taking the extra time just to get a couple quick fakes in. If you're going to beat such a talented goalkeeper like Asa Goldstock, you have to move her, and that's exactly what she did. She stayed composed, didn't panic at all being that close in the cage getting crashed on, and makes it 1-1.
Wow, 2 or 3 pump fakes there. Sam Fiedler, a senior from Reisterstown, Maryland, on the Tualatin Award watch last year. Led the team in goals in the shortened season with 19, and actually ended up scoring her 100th career goal in her final game against Penn last year before everything got shut down. That is goal number 103 for her in her Loyola career. 2 shots to 1 favoring Syracuse so far. Both have won 1 draw control, and we are on level terms at 1 apiece. Harris Chuck set up again for Syracuse in the draw control circle, trying to win her 2nd on the day.
Both of these teams really pride themselves on being able to win the draw, so this is going to be a battle we see every single time that they line up.
Rosenzweig wins it for Loyola, and off they go to perhaps take the lead. And hang on, it's turned over. Lots of space in front of her now. Harris Chuck looking, it's basically one-on-one here. Goes low and scores. Oh, that is why she is one of the best in the nation for things like that.
Absolutely, and look back to Sierra Cockrell for that interception, just a really heads-up play. And then Emily Harris-Chuck taking the extra second, moving her defender, and again, just makes it look so easy. That goal was not easy. It was a low-to-low sidearm, and she puts it away super simple.
Here it is one more time, and as you mentioned, Cockrell getting it, and I mean, I don't know how Harris-Chuck got so wide open, but she found a way, and she delivered.
I'm sure it feels good to get one in. The first goal is always the hardest of the season, I say.
She's back to try and finish things off. They felt like last year was maybe their chance to at least make it to the national championship game, but due to the extended eligibility, she's back, as well as Asa Goldstock. I mean, the list goes on for Syracuse. They're just back to try and finally convert things.
Looks like we have a change in the draw circle for Syracuse. Number 2, Morgan Widener, is taking the draw.
Morgan Widener, 49 career games played, 156 draw control wins, 225 in her career. That's 156 was there in her breakout freshman year.
I remember watching her freshman year, and it seemed like she could never lose it. She was a true impact, and I think just a great option to have if things aren't working.
As we saw there, Rosenzweig did win that last draw, and Loyola have won another one here.
That's great defense right there, getting your stick in the passing lane. Loyola needs to do a better job of trying to move around the sticks instead of passing through them.
Nearly 10 minutes gone, 2-1 Syracuse lead. And they've made their way into the offensive zone. Harris-Chuck and Cockrell both with a goal each. And it's Sam Fiedler for Loyola. Lots of movement there near the cage. Gary Gate drawing something up. Still a good look, works inside, and that was a intended pass there from Megan Carney, and it goes all the way through. Turnover, Hounds have it.
That was a good look there, just a little bit off in her pass. I think we're going to see a lot of inverts where the Syracuse offense is looking to hit the crease for those little crease shots. Similar to Loyola's ride, Syracuse is doing an incredible job riding. So much pressure on ball. They're really doing a great job of making it difficult for this Loyola team to get the ball over.
Even just the one goal from Sam Fiedler, she had to kind of work in and pump fake Asa Goldstock a couple of times.
Absolutely. You know, the goal of a defense obviously is to stop the scoring, but if we're going to have shots, we want to make them as difficult as possible and put as much pressure on them as possible. And that's exactly what both teams are doing right now.
Syracuse just winning it back here. And once again, will push forward. Harris-Chuck has found her way back in, carry to Fleece. Moving it into the offensive zone very swiftly as Megan Carney will start it up for the Orange. Has a little bit of space though, cuts inside, looks, hit from behind, and there's a flag from the official. Like slashing, correct?
That was a bit of a slash. Megan Carney took a great drive. One of the easiest times to beat a defense is when they're getting into their set. And so she took advantage of this transition opportunity. I think the Loyola defender just got a little too much on her shoulder.
Megan Carney was 1 for 9 on the free position last year, and she is 1 for 1 this year. Makes it 3-1 Syracuse.
Great placement on that shot. Opposite shoulder. Really difficult save, and it looks like the sun might be in the Loyola goalkeeper's eyes as well. So good to take advantage of that.
Well, we will step aside here for our under 20 timeout. Megan Carney making it 3-1 Syracuse at our 2021 opener at the Ridley Athletic Complex. LifeBridge Health is Loyola Athletics' official healthcare provider, overseeing care for Loyola's 18 NCAA Division I sports teams. Visit lifebridgehealth.org/Loyola for more. Fence Masters is the official fencing company of Loyola Athletics and has been working hard in your yard for over 30 years. And find a new home at the Woodbury Apartments. The Woodbury, your home and your new favorite place. 3-1 Syracuse leading Loyola, 19 minutes to go at the Ridley Athletic Complex. Christian Taylor Cummings with you this afternoon. Well, first 11 minutes of this game, Taylor, what did you see?
I saw a lot of fight from both teams. You know, it looks like they haven't missed a beat when they having been gone for almost 50 weeks at this point. But I think you're seeing two teams that are excited to compete. They're trying to feel each other out and taking some really nice shots and having a lot of really great defensive possessions. So really high quality first 11 minutes on both sides. And now it's just the time to adjust and make adjustments where needed.
Now, Jen Adams did say that coming in because they haven't been able to practice too much. She just wanted to kind of see what was going on and then maybe fill in the missing pieces that they maybe missed in the first few weeks when they got going.
It's so hard when you only practice against yourselves. So this is the first time both teams have played against another team in almost a year. There's going to be a lot of adjustments, but both of these coaching staffs are amazing, and they will definitely make those.
What a way to start off, too. Two top 5 teams, huh?
Absolutely. This is some great lacrosse, and I'm so excited to be able to watch it again.
Well, it's been a good game up to this point as Rosenzweig won the draw. 3-1 Syracuse lead. Loyola trying to just dig into that deficit just a little bit. 4 shots to 1. Syracuse leading. Sam Fiedler, the lone shot and lone goal for the Hounds up to this point, and here she is again. Looks deep at a cutter, and Jillian Wilson was not able to find her. Went down for Emily Wills here. She works it back. This is Klugel. Another restart for Loyola just at the corner. Not nearly getting dispossessed there. Still swarming that Syracuse defense. They work out for it too. They're not afraid to chase.
Loyola's found a little bit of success when they've done some skip passes, so they've been able to run past this first one and change first defender and change the point of attack. We've just got to make sure that those skip passes are good passes so that they're able to reach the point, and then the backer has such a much harder time being able to track the ball, which is where you'll find your openings.
Was able to scoop it up, but that inside pass that went all the way through, but hold up, the officials stop play. It's like it may be a shooting space violation, which will allow Jillian Wilson try and get things a little bit closer. Wilson was 5 for 7 last year. Team best 71% from the 8. Just all her. Any Loyola players are on the right-hand side of that 8. Charges in. She scores on the bounce right below Goldstock. 3-2.
That was a great shot, low and away. 8 meters are something that, you know, a lot of people equate to a free throw. They are harder because people are crashing in, but she does a great job protecting her stick and putting it outside where Isa Goldstock can't get it.
Well done, too. Bounced it just about the edge of the crease there. Goldstock very good in that situation, but Jillian Wilson was a 2021 preseason All-Patriot League pick, and it's for stuff like that. A very, very strong season last year as well. Kind of a do-everything player for Loyola. Can do it on both ends, as Jen Adams said, of course, before this one. From Hampstead, Maryland. Makes it 3-2.
Let's see if Loyola can get this draw and build a little momentum. One of the interesting things about lacrosse is that the draw can be a huge momentum shift. And Syracuse can either break momentum if they win it right here, or Loyola can continue it.
Morgan Widener still in the draw control circle, and it's against Livy Rosenzweig, who has not left this afternoon. It's picked up and won by Syracuse. It's Kenzie Harris in transition. Well done.
Widener got the ball out of the circle that time, and Syracuse was able to box out and win it off the circle and secure it in their offensive end.
17-10 to play in the first half. Christian Taylor Cummings with me here on ESPN Plus. Mishandle of the ball. Still gotta love the pressure that Loyola's adding here. Harris-Chuck to her right-hand side, inside the middle, back behind the shoulder, goal! Absolutely sensational by Syracuse. It's 4-2.
That's one way to get your first goal as a Orange. Number 44 did a great behind the back right there. What an awesome play.
Here it is one more time. I mean, that deserves a second look. Look at that, over the shoulder, brilliant.
Actually, I believe that was Emma Tyrell. My apologies. Looked like 44 up here.
Emma Tyrell, sister of Megan Tyrell, both junior and sophomore. Emma Tyrell played in all 8 games last year, had an assist in her collegiate debut against Canisius, and kind of built up that confidence as the season went along. And we see the confidence on a goal like that.
And that's something that the Syracuse coaching staff absolutely encourages. They're one of the most creative teams out there. So BTB and around the world, you're going to see that all the time from the Cuse.
Less than 17 to play in the first half. It's picked up nearly one. Trying to give chase is Caitlin Mashewski. In the end, she is the one who ends up winning that draw control. As working on it is Ella Sitkins, who goes down. Advantage being played here to Syracuse. And gets around the corner. Chance to go up by 3. Now, Loyola is a team who can score in bunches, but against the #1 defense, a 3-goal lead may seem a little bit higher than what it may be. Lots of patience, a good cut. Works her way inside Megan Carney. And another flag given. Shooting space violation will allow Syracuse. This is the opportunity. Megan Carney has already scored on a free position in this game and can give the Orange a 3-goal lead. Oh, good pass to Harris-Chuck. She goes low and delivers. 5-2 Syracuse.
What a smart play there by Carney. She draws the defense in, gives a little pass out to Emily Harris-Chuck. And Emily Harris-Chuck, very similar shot to the first one she scored. Low to low, a little bit of a worm burner, and again, just makes it look so easy.
Now, because she was on the corner of the 8, is dishing it to her right-hand side like she did there maybe a better strategy than going right at it?
It's definitely a lower angle from that first inside hash, so she set her teammate up for a much better angle. It's just all about reading the defense there and seeing what they do. Some defenses won't crash as hard, which won't leave that player in the middle open, but Carney was able to read that situation, hit it to a veteran who put it away.
The Rosenzweig and Mashewski again. Caitlin Mashewski, the sophomore from Henrietta, New York. 5th on the team in draw controls last year. Picked up a career-high 4 against Virginia Tech in their last game before everything got shut down. She had won the last draw control and still loose. Rosenzweig working what she can to try and get it, and is Mashewski who ends up picking it up in the end. Wins a second consecutive one, and now a little bit of space for Syracuse to crash. 5-2, they lead the Hounds.
What a great jump double right there. Seeing the opening, being able to double behind, that's just great defensive reading by the Loyola defense, and they caused the turnover.
Megan Quinn looked like the one who got her stick to it. Started 3 of the last, or 5 in last season's short season. Started the final 2. As I've been working hard in this one for sure. And here she is from Clarksville, Maryland, a grad student. Another big hit. Can't quite get into the final third. And finally, Sydney Black, the young freshman, does get in. Talk about a change of pace. Her first game against the #4 team in the country. She's working at it here from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Definitely a tough first game, but there's nothing like jumping right into the deep end, and she looked like she was able to handle that pressure very nicely.
And allows Livy Rosenzweig to hop right back into the attack. Sent into the middle, went high. Looks like Goldstock maybe got her stick to it. And it will still go way of Syracuse.
That was a great look inside. I think whoever shot that is definitely going to want that one back. Fake high, shoot low. It's just a tough shot when you're shooting high to high right in the middle of the 8.
And here it is one more time. It's the foul that allowed things to go way of Syracuse. It's a Sierra Cockerell who started off the game with a goal. And just works her way around the corner there. Less than 14 to play. 3-goal lead for the Orange. Loyola been frustrated on the offensive end.
I've been so impressed how both sides are making it so difficult for the other team. Nothing is coming easy. Even just a simple clear has been made so hard.
It's true, 2 of the 5 goals for Syracuse have been on the free position. And how about a 4th from regular play up top? 6-2 Syracuse.
That was a great goal by Sam Swart. It just starts with good ball movement. Loyola's starting to send early doubles to certain players, and in that instance, you just have to move the ball, find the backside, and that's exactly what Syracuse just did.
Sam Swart, senior from Coppersburg, Pennsylvania, back-to-back 38-point seasons in her 2018 and 2019 season. 75 goals now in her entire Syracuse career. And actually had a career high 2 assists at the time, last time she faced off against Loyola.
Looks like we're getting a timeout.
Sure enough, by Loyola. They need to. They're down 4. Allow them to try and reset and get things back on track with 13:31 to go. Well, we'll step aside here. Loyola trying to turn things around, trailing by 4 to Syracuse in the home opener. For the latest Patriot League news, follow the official league accounts on Twitter at Patriot League, at Patriot_Game_Day, and at Patriot League TV. 6-2 coming out of the Loyola timeout. Syracuse ahead. This early game in late February. So we're just excited to kind of get things going again for 2021 after last year was unfortunately halted, of course, by the world pandemic. So that's why you see the fan cutouts there behind the left end zone, if you want to call it that. 13:31 left, and Loyola trying to just chip away at this Syracuse lead.
I think for Loyola, it's about just get it going one draw at a time, one possession at a time, going back to the basics and just cleaning things up a little bit.
And they square off here. Well done in transition for Loyola as they get going here one more time. They're going backwards. They're just trying to work it out of the back, doing all they can to maybe open up some space here. Sydney Black immediately gets it, and looks like her role so far for this one is just to try and get her team into the attack. She does have that quick speed, of course, as it's loose on the ground, and Syracuse do pick it up. Even when it seems Loyola trying to get around that defense, that Syracuse line has been there each time.
Great anticipation from Ella Simpkin. Just able to really read the shoulders of the Loyola defenders who are throwing the ball. Creates a little tip, and then now we're on the Syracuse offense.
It was Bianca Chevery who brought it in transition to this offensive side for Syracuse. Leading by 4. This is crawling into very dangerous territory if you're Loyola. This is a Syracuse team. If they're up by quite a bit, they at times continue to extend it.
You definitely don't want to have Syracuse get on a roll, especially with this high-powered offense. Oh, it looks like we might be getting a card here.
Sure enough, there's a yellow as a hit on the top of the head, and looks like off goes Leah Daly for Loyola, or correction, it's Ellie Klugel who makes her way off. Here it is one more time. Yep, sure enough, just hit, looks like at the ponytail area for Emily Harris-Chuck.
Klugel saw a bit of a stick there, thought she could get a check off, but it just came a little bit too close to Harris-Chuck's body. I think that's a good call by the refs.
To Kara Quimby, we haven't mentioned just yet today. Sent inside, it's a loose ball, picked up, or almost picked up on the backside. It's kept in. Oh, hang on, the official says no go. And will allow Loyola to work out. Syracuse in the man-up situation here. And they turn it over, or almost seemed as they did, in bad territory.
Ooh.
A big hit as going down was Jillian Wilson.
Clearing the ball for either team has been really difficult while you're even. It's going to be even tougher for Loyola as their man up, but they just did a nice job of getting it over.
11:15 to go here. 6-2 Syracuse lead. Man up right now with less than a minute to go in that. Looking for some sort of option here. Only a few players begin to move for.
The shot clock and yellow card look to be on the exact same time right now. So Loyola is going to have to take a look to go to cage on this possession. They can't wait out and hopefully get a seventh person in.
Rosenzweig will try to direct some traffic here. 24 seconds left in both. This is Sydney Black trying to egg the defense to get closer to her. 10 seconds left. Don't look too eager to go towards goal here. Finally makes a way towards the net. Black looks, goes low, and Goldstock with the save, and we're back at even strength here. Ten minutes to go. Lisa Goldstock will take it out herself. Sliding in quickly is Sam Swartz, who did just score a recent goal. Look at the speed that she has as she works it in. Two-time U.S. Lacrosse All-American Sam Swartz. Back in high school was a Pennsylvania MVP for being the top scorer in all the state. And is about to hang up her boots for one last time here with Syracuse. Emily Harris-Chuck looking. Couldn't quite get the angle, but still found a way to get it off. Seems like another shooting space. Oh, actually, it's turned over. And should go way of Loyola here.
We're seeing a very signature part of the Syracuse offense, this sort of 3 to 4 person weave. They're just working from elbow to elbow, trying to draw a slide or catch the defender off guard mid-switch, and we've seen it be successful many times. Emily Harris-Chuck was able to get a shot off, probably could have shot a step sooner just to increase that angle a little bit, but now it's Loyola ball.
I think the officials are trying to clear something up here, as our near judge will work her way down to our sideline table. Just to try and see what's going on here. 8:35 to go, as they do give some words to Gary Gate as well. And Gary Gate doesn't seem too happy on at least what the situation was. Maybe talking about that last hit with Emily Harris-Chuck, as she's sitting off here with that man-up advantage given to Loyola.
I think they had to have given her a dangerous follow-through, would be my only guess, or a dangerous shot. I didn't see anything from the angle we have, but as it turns out, Loyola's now man up, and this is a great opportunity for them to take advantage of the situation.
From being a man down in their last offensive possession to a man up here, looked pretty good if they could get down 3. Just cut this deficit in half.
They definitely need to capitalize on this.
Just 2 goals for them on the day with 4 shot attempts as compared to 9 for Syracuse. #1 scoring defense in the nation, allowed 7 goals per game. I'll work it to the edge of the 12 here. Wilson to her left-hand side. Minute 30 to go in this man-up opportunity.
If we take a look at Sarah Cooper right now, her back is actually to the ball whenever it's behind crease. That means her sole job right now is to man the 8. She's looking for cutters. She's looking for anyone who enters the 8 to pick up, because when we're in a man-up situation, it's a move the ball situation. You're looking for those quick cuts, and that's her job, is to try to limit those.
Ellie Klugel with it here. And here could be the chance to make it 6-3. Dishes it up top. Sam Fiedler with a good look to her left-hand side to Liz Scott, who's entered for one of the first times today.
It's great ball movement right there. Gets a shooting space call. When we're in man-up situations, we want to make sure we're letting the ball do the work, moving it, finding those open spots, and Loyola's done a nice job here.
Sent in front, Fiedler scores 6-3.
What a great look across the 8. Sam Fiedler able to take a step and bury that. What an awesome shot and a good momentum builder with 8 minutes left in the half.
Sam Fiedler, who led the team in goals last year, is leading the team in goals again today. 2 of the 3 is from her stick. And Loyola still in this game. Still plenty of time to go, but still only trailing by 3 now.
Loyola's down right now. They need some leadership from their veterans, and Sam Fiedler's done a nice job of stepping up in those moments.
Livy Rosenzweig just awaiting her opponent here. A big draw control chance here. It looks like she'll face off against Braylee Kempney, younger sister of Kayla Kempney, who holds the draw controls record at Syracuse, but she's not so bad herself. It's kind of in her blood, the draw control.
Older sister Kayla, I went up against her many times. She was a very difficult opponent, so it's just in the family genes, I guess.
Love the effort there, and it's won by the Hounds.
We've seen the Loyola win the draw the last few times, so this could be their area of the field to really gain some momentum back and see if they can start to chip away at this score.
Ball from Logan Olmstead goes all the way across. Allows Katie Detweiler to move it up, and off we go for Loyola, trailing by 3. 7:30 remaining in the opening half. I'm Christian Taylor. Taylor Cummings alongside with me. 9 shots to 4 in favor of Syracuse. Been a fairly defensive game, as Loyola have been able to keep Syracuse off the offensive end for a little bit here, and they turn it over just as I say that, and off Syracuse go.
Jen Adams and coaching staff are not going to be super thrilled about that turnover. Wasn't too much pressure on ball. Definitely one they're going to want to have back.
Can't really take any possession in this game for granted, can you?
Absolutely not.
Sam Swart did well. Maybe felt she was tugged from behind. As the official once again direct traffic from the side, and looks like headed off is Emily Wills for the foul. Another man-up situation here. Gotten a few of these in this last 8-9 minutes.
I think we're at our 3rd card of the game, so something that both teams I think are probably going to address at halftime is cleaning it up, because we don't want to give either of these awesome offenses another chance to put an easy one away.
Sure enough, saw that swipe by the sophomore. Somebody who just goes out and doesn't get too caught up in the game. In front, and another violation to set things up fairly nicely for Syracuse. As Sierra Cockerill scored the first one today.
Let's look at this trio of Syracuse over on the opposite elbow.
There it is. Dish it right there to where you looked for it. And they score. 7-3. Orange extend their lead yet again.
That seems to be a new strategy on both sides. It's getting to that opposite elbow and seeing if we can get, you know, an easy feed across. Both teams are doing a nice job of looking across for that option, and both have capitalized on it.
Sam Swart with goal number 2. She has come on and been sensational. Because of all the weapons that Syracuse have, sometimes Sam Swart just kind of sneaks in and controls the game. And she's done very well up to this point.
Absolutely. I think a lot of eyes go to Harris Chuck and Carney and Tyrell, and she's been able to capitalize on that backside a few times today.
And Rosenzweig still in the draw control circle. Looks like maybe she needs a Band-Aid or something of some sort. Quickly heads over to the training staff here before she greets Morgan Widener. Well, Loyola lead the draws today 7-3, but the scoreline the other way around.
That's unusual. Usually when you have more possessions, you're able to put more away. Syracuse has done a great job of making some defensive stops, and then at the same time, when they do get the opportunities on offense, putting those balls away as well.
So instead, Jillian Wilson will head in to take this first non-Livy Rosenzweig draw control of the game. And she could win these too. Two-time Patriot League Midfielder of the Week last year, and it is won by Loyola. Hold up here. And it looked like somebody went down for Syracuse hard.
That looked like a tough collision right there. Both teams are going hard, playing really physical.
I believe that may have been Sarah Cooper who went down. Played her high school ball at Notre Dame Prep. Just down the road really from here. 6 minutes to go. 7-3, Syracuse leading the Hounds. Big collision again behind the play. Carrie DeFleece was the one who went down. Liz Scott eager to get things going again. And misthrows it to her teammate. It's turned right back over to Syracuse.
These turnovers are crushing Loyola right now. I think the high pressure of Syracuse's defense is doing exactly what it's intended to do, which is create a little bit of chaos and force some poor decisions. 9 turnovers for the Greyhounds in this game. That will be a stat line that the coaching staff of Loyola highlights in their halftime speech.
They've had opportunities, but just have not quite been able to find the back of the net as often as they like. And Syracuse go again. This is Swart. Just scored the most recent goal. Morgan Alexander, good to see her back on the field in year 6 of eligibility. And it's turned over, at least at the start here. Gotta love the effort from Megan Carney just to try and win it back after she was dispossessed. Morgan Alexander trying to do the same thing there.
Great to see Morgan Alexander back on the field, as you said. She's had a few knee injuries over the years and is able to get one last year in, which I'm sure means so much to her. 6
knee surgeries for Morgan Alexander. It's just a miracle that she's out there right now.
So impressive. Looked like a hold on that feed.
So it will be a restart for Loyola here. Jillian Wilson at the 8. They trail 4. Already has converted one today. Decides to opt out, go around the horn here. We're so glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon.
Card number 4 coming up. Looks like it's Sierra Cockrell, I believe, or Sam Swart. No, I think it's Sierra Cockrell.
As Holly Lloyd was on the wrong end of it. Holly Lloyd, another one of those players who can continue her playing time here with Loyola. One of those players who brings an unbelievable bit of excitement to this team. As Jen Adams said before this one, you know, this team, they could go up 10 with a goal and she'll celebrate like she just won a national championship.
Those emotional leaders are so important to a team's culture and success, and it sounds like Holly Lloyd is that person for Loyola.
Another man-up opportunity for Loyola. 4 to go. Just to that backside. Reset for Sam Fiedler. Again, very well looked. See how active that Syracuse defense is.
I was just about to say that. Syracuse is doing a great job of clogging those passing lanes and making any feeds that were there look impossible.
I believe they all moved in sync there that last time around. As Fiedler, she almost had a shot but had to completely run out of there.
We can hear their communication from the booth. So they're all talking to each other, working in sync, like you said, and did a great job collapsing in on that defense. What a great save by Asa Goldstock right there.
I mean, I don't think Sam Fiedler has had too many better chances than that. And wow, it's right on the high thigh from Goldstock.
One of the hardest things for a goalkeeper is to save it while turning. So the ball was behind cage. They fed in the middle. Asa had to really reset, was able to find the ball nicely and get a huge save under 3 minutes.
30 seconds left in this man up. It is Sierra Cockerell who is sitting out right now for the Orange. As I think Syracuse, since there's about 25 second differential between the man up clock and the shot clock, they should be able to drain out the rest of this time here.
Loyola's in a backer right now while they're man up, really trying to put pressure on the ball. But now that we're even, I'm assuming they're going to get back into that man-to-man.
Sprinting on is Emma Tyrell for Syracuse. Counting down on just about 2 minutes to go. 15 seconds to shoot. See what Gary Gate draws up here. This is Tyrell. Hand off to Harris Chuck.
Here's this weave again, looking for movement.
And sure enough, 8-3 Syracuse. Incredible stuff.
What great movement by the Syracuse offense. When they're moving, the defense's heads are moving, and it's just creating openings on that backside.
I mean, if one were to show any young players striving to make it to this level, I think you show them a play like this.
Absolutely, and that was also a great effort there, an individual effort. Tyrell was able to catch, pull it across her face to sweep underneath, increase her angle, and shoot around the crashing defense.
Need to purchase that special gift? Visit PatriotLeagueStore.com to buy Patriot League Championship apparel and merchandise from your favorite Patriot League school. Visit PatriotLeagueStore.com. 8-3 Syracuse. Now, how would you like Loyola to end the half if you're Jen Adams?
Well, first of all, we want to win the draw here if we're Loyola, and then it's just about putting together quality possession. They're getting the looks. It's just about moving the ball and then taking advantage of those opportunities, which are rare with such a suffocating Syracuse defense.
They get it there. And will try to work their way from the back and use maybe as much of this time as they can. Use the full shot clock here as Klugel will lead the charge.
90 seconds is a lot longer than you think, so they have time to settle down, everyone get a touch, and still be able to work into the middle.
A good spin by Katie Carolla, somebody who Jen Adams is really hopeful for. Moved by Fiedler, works inside a little bit of space, quickly closed down by DeFleece.
What a nice recovery there by DeFleece.
Nearly turned over, but got a bump from Kara Quimby. Worked from Wilson. Hit by 2 Navy shirts on her way through to the edge of the 8. Has to back it out. And another reset for Loyola. Ooh. Big hit there. And yeah, clear foul.
Definitely a little bit of a swing towards the face.
That is from senior Grace Fahey. Here it is one more time. Yeah, definitely.
We're under 10 here. Loyola's going to have to push the ball middle, make a move.
5 seconds to shoot here. Big hit from behind. Maybe bailed out by a foul call. Just behind the play.
Not much. I don't think there's any time left on the shot clock, too. So it's going to have to be a quick look to the middle.
Look for a few white shirts streaking right in front of Goldstock.
And Syracuse doing exactly what they should be doing. Big sticks, trying to clog that passing lane as much as possible. You know it's coming middle.
Maybe Syracuse, if they stop here in 2 seconds, can break the other way for one more. Fascinating to see what they draw up here. They did get 3 seconds instead in front. Did not go through. Shot clock violation. And off Syracuse go. They have now 17 seconds to get it to the other end of the field. Lots of speed here.
We're in a big 5v4 situation. Definitely something they can make the most of if they work quickly.
7 seconds left in front. Important stop by Larson. And that will see out the half.
What a great stop by Larson there. Huge difference between 8-3, 9-3 going into the half, especially with that momentum. So hopefully Loyola can ride this into the second half.
And if we'll look at Loyola, if Loyola look to try and come back in this one, we may need to look back at that save. We'll step aside here for halftime. Syracuse in charge, 8-3 over the number 5 ranked Loyola Greyhounds at the Ridley Athletic Complex. Halftime here at the Ridley Athletic Complex. It's Syracuse 8, Loyola 3. I'm Christian Taylor, Taylor Cummings alongside with me here on ESPN+. Well, we talked about before this game, Taylor, that the defense is where it all starts off for Syracuse, and that's exactly how it's happened today.
Absolutely. It's been a complete defensive battle. Been really impressed by both sides. Playing very different defenses. Syracuse is playing a high-pressure backer. Loyola's sinking into a man-to-man. It's been a battle all over the field with the rise, with the draw. Just really impressed overall with the effort from both teams.
That is 10 turnovers that Syracuse defense has forced, as you see right there. That was one that allowed Emily Harris-Chuck to score her first on the season, and they've been able to convert a few free position shots, a position where they weren't really strong in last year, just shooting at about 38% from that position, but they've converted today, and really with the defense starting everything up, it's allowed the offense of Syracuse to kind of play a little more freely, even though that Loyola defense has been pesky at times.
Absolutely. They're able to take a lot of chances on the offensive end because they know they have such a defensive core in the back. You've seen them moving the ball really nicely, playing super unselfish with each other. Everyone seems like they trust the people around them. They know they'll get the ball back eventually, and they've been able to place the ball really nicely.
The fact that Syracuse defense has done so well in preventing Loyola from taking any shots. Goldstock only has 2 saves here on the day, but your leading scorers right now, Emily Harris-Chuck, no surprise, 2 goals, assist, and a draw control, and Sam Fiedler, who has tried to do all she can on the offensive end as well.
Veterans are really stepping up in this game. Sam and Emily doing what they can for each of their teams. As for Asa Goldstock, she only has 2 saves, but they were really pretty from what I remember.
Clearances have still been pretty good as well, but Loyola leading the draw controls, and scoreboard the completely opposite direction in this one. So Loyola still have a little bit of ground to cover. They trail by 5, not insurmountable, but it is something that they will have to look at against the number 1 defense in the nation. When we come back, second half starting up for Loyola and Syracuse here on ESPN+. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss the end of this one. Back out. We are ready for the start of half number 2 from the Ridley Athletic Complex here on ESPN+. I'm Christian Taylor. Taylor Cummings alongside with me today. We're so glad that you are with us. 12 shots to 5 favoring Syracuse. And Taylor, they've really haven't made too many errors up to this point in this game. How do they continue this strong play in half number 2?
I think for Syracuse, they just look super comfortable with each other. There's a lot of veteran leadership, a lot of cohesion that they've been able to establish throughout the fall and spring. And I think what I love most about watching Syracuse play is just it looks like they're having so much fun. So I think just keeping that up and increasing the joy and the fun they're having with each other while competing really hard.
Well, we're set here. Teams have switched sides. In case you're just tuning in, Syracuse in the navy, Loyola in the white. Livy Rosenzweig will set up again at the draw control circle against Emily Harrischuk, which is our starting matchup, and Harrischuk wins it with ease. And immediately, thanks to Sierra Cockerell, they can work their way forward, and Syracuse can start their first offensive possession of half number 2. 8-3, Syracuse leading the Loyola Greyhounds. A lot needs to happen for them to try and catch up to this #1 defense and pretty good scoring offense. Goes low and carries all the way back to the Greyhounds fence behind the net. And they'll try to work it out, Loyola. Opportunity to cut it to 4.
That's exactly the start you wanted if you were Loyola's coach, Jen Adams. Quick defensive possession and then being able to move it into your offensive end.
Working it across the right-hand side. Doing very, very well. Back down to Emily Wills. Had to sit due to a card earlier in this one.
Quite a few of those in that first half. I'm sure it's a point for both staffs to try to limit those this second half.
Caitlin Gunn trying to weave around, finally gets it to Rosenzweig, who is dispossessed on her way through. And they allow Syracuse to play out of the back and try and clear again for their 12th time.
Oh, looks like a little bit of a turnover there. Good pressure again from Loyola. And they're back on that offensive end.
Once again, broadcasters jinx. I think we've done it a couple times.
We absolutely have.
That's the first clearance that Syracuse were not able to convert. They're now 11 for 12 on the day. Meanwhile, Loyola are 9 for 10. Just about 2 minutes gone in half number 2. Hounds look very nicely inside. It's Wilson, and a great save by Goldstock. Point blank range.
Great movement there from the Loyola offense, going outside in. But again, with a keeper as talented as Asa Goldstock, you really have to move her there, and that shooter that time didn't move her.
Third save on the day. Now at 50%. She's for the few opportunities that she's had to face, she has made it felt. Loyola, unfortunate that they were not able to come away with another goal, and Syracuse can work it slowly. Now this is still a long ways away, obviously, but how soon do you think, if you're Syracuse, if you have an extended lead, do you start to try and drip off the shot clock to where it's like 5 seconds before you start shooting?
I think they're going to continue to be patient. We haven't seen much rushed. And again, another Emily Harrischuk goal. They're taking their openings when they see them. And right there, Em was able to see a middle lane wide open, which for someone as talented as her, she's going to put that away every time.
And yet another hat trick for Emily Harrischuk. If you looked up hat trick in the dictionary, you'd see a picture of Emily Harrischuk with it. Yet another in her illustrious career. 9-3. Syracuse extend their lead, which is something Loyola do not want to hear.
If we notice what Syracuse is doing on offense, they're really trying to isolate someone wide on the opposite wing with a lot of cutters on that opposite elbow. That's creating a lot of long slides for Loyola and making them have to choose whether the ball carrier is more important or the cutters are more important.
Inside Lacrosse Clutch Player of the Year, first team All-American, 9th in the nation in goals in 2019. Started off last year with 7 goals to start the season. She has 3 today. Still a long ways to go to that, but still has been nothing short of impressive. She looks to win another draw here against Livy Rosenzweig. It's popped up and won again by the Orange. Loyola trying to ride her there, and does not matter in the end. It's picked up and they can work their offense one more time.
I've been really impressed with Sierra Cockrell this game. She's doing all those little things so well. She's getting the draws, she's creating turnovers in the midfield, and then going over and playing offense. She's really stepping up into sort of a midfield leader that Syracuse has really relied on this game.
Well, she is back in her own old stomping grounds from Baltimore, Maryland. There's another shot and goal by the Orange. How about 10-3? And it's going the complete opposite direction of what Loyola wanted here to start this second half.
Momentum is a very dangerous thing, particularly in women's lacrosse. And Emily is known to kind of take advantage of that. What a little bit of a catch, driving to our outside, got a little too much space from that Loyola defense, and again she puts it low. I think she's 4 for 4 when she's gone low.
She goes low a lot. If one can recall the opener against Canisius, they tried to kind of make sure they were stopping Harris-Chuck by defending low. It only worked to some extent because she'll always find her way past the opposition. But to go back to Sierra Cockrell, as you were mentioned, doing all the small things there, played a big part in that offensive possession. Back her old stomping grounds here at Baltimore, Maryland, so maybe that has helped out a little bit, just a little familiarity, at least, with this area.
Always good to play at home.
Of course, her, Sarah Cooper, Lila Nazarian, and Alex Marino, also former Marylanders, I should say.
It's a great draw from Grace Fahey right there.
It's back to Emma Ward. Kara Quimby, they work it around the horn. We may begin to see a few more substitutions sent out by Gary Gate if it continues this way. Decent move here by Megan Tyrell, dishes it back out to Ward. Ward looking, is defended well, and Caitlin Larson with an important save. Just over 4 minutes played in half number 2. Syracuse outscoring Loyola 2-0. Just over 4 minutes.
Loyola definitely needs to get this ball over to their offensive end safely and then take advantage of this.
That's thrown to Katie Carolla, who uses her speed. And she does clear. This is where it starts. Works in here. Caitlin Gunn to back out. They'll try and reset things with 50 to shoot.
That was a great burst of speed there by Caitlin Gunn.
It's Kalugel here. Mentioned her name a few times today. Two-time preseason All Patriot League selection. Kind of described as that hidden gem that comes up with the big plays for Loyola. Sent into the middle, goes low, and another brilliant save by Asa Goldstock.
What an awesome save there, just so athletic. That's a difficult save to make as she's moving across the goal. That shot was coming back to where she came from, so she had to kind of reestablish herself, made a great low save, and now Syracuse is going into the offensive end.
I would like to note too, these saves by Asa Goldstock aren't unforgettable. I mean, aren't forgettable. They've been sensational today, the few times that she's been called upon.
Definitely, there's a reason why she's been in cage for so long for Syracuse, and she's showing us exactly why.
Asa Goldstock, somebody who Gary Gate was so happy to have come back, said he's going to ride her all the way. She's come back here for her final season to try and finish it.
That's a great stick right there. Let's see if Loyola can come up with it. Nope.
10-3, Syracuse ahead.
Looks like the defense for Loyola is starting to mark Emily Harris-Chuck a little bit closer.
And she may still find her way through, but we'll see what this next offensive possession does. Another decent look. Has to back it out one more time. Sent in. Lovely space and just past the goalpost, it seemed there. And going down for Loyola is Shea Clevenger. And will allow Loyola to retain possession here. Just about 7 played, intercepted, and it will go the other way. Quick 2-on-2 here, cutting inside. Another nice save by Larson.
The goalies right now are playing unbelievable. What another awesome doorstep save. Huge for Loyola.
I believe that was Danielle Marino who picked up that interception and worked it the other way. Just keeping it a 7-goal game at least at the moment for Caitlin Larson. Quimby works it to the right. Another decent move again as Emily L. works in and scores.
That's a great cut by Syracuse. Loyola's starting to send that double from the side where the weave is going towards, and those backside players are just splitting, and the defender on that backside then has to choose.
Ball was dished there to Emma Tyrell, who did it once more. Another goal on the day for her. You see her cutting right into the middle. Got past Larson, no problem. Went low.
We're always taught as players to cut when you see your defender's ponytail. Tyrell was able to see a ponytail right there, cut middle, able to be nice and composed on that catch and shot.
Well, at this pace, Syracuse are 2 goals away from having that shot clock or the clock continue through the rest of the regulation. Well, it's a timeout by Loyola as it's gone the complete opposite way that they've wanted. Now trailing 11-3 in this one. We'll break here. Let's see what Loyola can try and draw here. Still 22.5 minutes to go to try and climb back into this on ESPN Plus. Stay with us. Geico is an official corporate partner for all Patriot League championships, and Johnston's is proud to be the official and preferred ring provider of the Patriot League. In beautiful Baltimore, Maryland, 11-3, Syracuse ahead of Loyola. Loyola not the greatest of starts to this 2021 season, though they've welcomed a buzzsaw in the Syracuse orange side to the Ridley Athletic Complex. I'm Christian Taylor, Taylor Cummings alongside with me here on ESPN Plus. Long ways to go.
Absolutely. Definitely not the easiest road to climb, but I think the message probably from Jen and her staff were just take it one goal at a time. You've got to start chipping away.
Jillian Wilson will start here in the draw control circle. Just trying to get something to go Loyola's way. Emily Harris-Chuck just, at least it seemed as she tried to win it with ease there. Instead,
okay, what's your number?
To Felice, who started up, or at least picked it up. Tried to break the other way. Sam Swart is nearly dispossessed, but whistled for a foul there as Livy Rosenzweig. Instead, it will be the orange to get things going again. Well, both head coaches, Jen Adams for Loyola and Gary Gates for Syracuse in their 13th and 14th seasons, respectively. Both of those two just have a very great friendship and relationship with one another. Of course, Gary Gate being an assistant at Maryland when Jen Adams played there. And, you know, says it's kind of difficult to play a friend, but, you know, once the game starts, you're locked in, and then you hug and shake hands after the fact and continue your great relationship. That one's turned over. Will go the other way for Loyola. Getting tripped up is Ellie Klugel.
That was a great back check right there. They saw an exposed stick, did a great double, able to get a nice clean check off and get into the offensive end.
17 shots to 7 in favor of the orange. We'll see what Loyola can do out of this timeout after they lost the draw control. Caitlin Gunn goes down. Is able to dish it away just in time, and it's picked up by Sierra Cockerell. And out it goes for Syracuse with lots of open daylight right ahead of them.
This is a big 5v4 situation. Expect Syracuse to move the ball.
There it is, sure enough, Sam Swart in front. And there it is again, goal number 12 for Syracuse, as Sam Swart picks up a hat trick of her own.
That is your textbook 5v4, big 5v4s. You can bet that Syracuse has practiced this many, many times. Sam Swart able to give the ball off, keeps her cut going. The defense slides right in front of her, and she's able to receive the ball and stick it low. I think all the shooters today have done a great job for the most part of shooting it low and away from the goalie, which is exactly where you don't want the ball to go as a goalie.
Still just about 20 minutes to go, but how complete of a game has this been for Syracuse today?
I think from, defensive end all the way through the midfield into the offensive end, they're really clicking on all cylinders. You can tell this offense has played together for many, many months and some of them years, and it's showing today.
Well, last season, they started off the year with a great win against Canisius, lost against Stony Brook, but then won the rest of the way. A big 15-3 win over U Albany, 20-2 win over Binghamton, won at number 6 Northwestern by 5, beat Colgate 21-4, won at Maryland by 5, and beat Virginia Tech 18-8 before everything got shut down. So yeah, they were definitely rolling all last year. It does not look like they've skipped a beat whatsoever.
I think this class of seniors and graduate seniors is just so hungry to get to Final Four weekend and see how far they can go into May. And it starts in February. It starts with these games in the cold and in the middle of February. And I think this team's just excited to see how far they can get into NCAAs, and starts today.
Does not stop here for Syracuse. There was a game against Georgetown due up next, but that one was postponed. So their next one is against Stony Brook, so a chance for revenge. And this looks like a very strong team ready to take it to the Seawolves yet again.
That will be a game that has been circled on the Syracuse calendar for quite a bit.
Quite a bit is an understatement. They've been ready for it. Looks like another shooting space violation will allow Megan Tyrell try and get her second goal on the day.
This is a great angle for a lefty shooter. She's able to get the inside of her stick into this lane. We'll see if she shoots this one.
And she'll go for it and scores! Met by 3 or 4 white shirts, and it did not matter. And the lead is 10, which means we have a continuous clock.
That's just a testament to Megan Tyrell's stick work. She's getting crashed in on that stick side. She's able to pull it across her body, work for a better angle, and get a fake off while under pressure. So very well done. That's something that she's practiced time and time again.
Well, Caitlin Larson, who's made some bigger saves today, just unable to do anything there. And we haven't really been able to see the full skill set of Caitlin Larson on full display yet today. It's there, but that Syracuse offense has been so potent and so dominant as this game has gone along. Caitlin Larson will definitely be looking for a bounce-back game next time around.
To her credit, she's had a lot of shots right on top of her with some really skilled shooters coming at her. She's made a couple of huge saves, especially on the doorstop, but she's not the only one out there. Another great draw from Emily Harris-Chuck. She's definitely been able to make the adjustments. Oh, but a quick turnover right there.
Sure enough, and scooting in there was Megan Quinn for Loyola. Another bright spot there is Megan Quinn hasn't looked all bad today, has had a few opportunities, couple of ground balls. Been very, very good, at least with what they've been able to face against the strong Syracuse offense. 13-3 is our score. As Caitlin Gunn continues to work.
Goal for Loyola right now is to definitely get a goal to stop that clock. Every time that all these seconds just keep ticking away.
Last chance to work on some more things for next time around.
Oh, that's a great move.
Split some defenders there. Well done by Klugel. Bounces down, picked up, and another great save by Goldstock, and off we go again.
I think that was a knockdown from one of the defenders in front of Goldstock. I'm not sure it even got there, but again, those defenders for Syracuse, and if it was Asa, another great save. They're just really making it so difficult for these Loyola shooters who I know practice shooting all the time.
They've been trying so many things today, and sometimes the few chances they do get to throw a shot on, that defense somehow either gets in front or Goldstock makes a nice save. just 3 have found the back of the net. It is Sam Fiedler with 2, Jillian Wilson with 1.
And these shooters for Loyola are taking quality shots when they get them. We're just not getting a ton of shots as far as quantity goes. But again, Asa has just been on fire today.
22 shots to 9 in this one. By the way, the draw control, which we had mentioned, was in favor of Loyola. It was 9-3 at halftime. They're now at 9 apiece. They have not won one here in this second half.
That was definitely a point of emphasis for Gary, I would assume, in that halftime speech. Something that both teams really pride themselves on. I'm sure he had a few conversations with the centers of Syracuse just to see what they were seeing and make the adjustments on the fly.
Because the way to stop a team from coming back is you just win the draw. You keep it out of their hands.
Exactly. You don't want to give Loyola the opportunity to come back. And if you can make it sort of a make-it-take-it situation at the draw, with such a potent offense who is already doing well, not having won the draw, you're just giving them more opportunities.
Rosenzweig had lost it, picked it back up, and got hit there. And is hit again as she dishes it over to Sydney Foster, the sophomore. Back to Jillian Wilson. 1 goal today, 1 of the 3. This is gone looking. Fiedler had set up momentarily there inside the box. Ends up getting hit from behind once more.
Definitely a really physical defense coming from the Syracuse end, but they're doing a good job of kind of throwing Loyola off kilter a little bit. And now they've just got to figure out how to handle this pressure because it's not going to stop.
Still 50 seconds to shoot. Caitlin Gunn had a very nice stop and go.
It's a great move right there from Lizzie.
Look at that. Three Navy shirts right around her. They know it. Set it up. Goal. 13-4. Well, from that reaction from the Loyola sideline, you would not think that they are down 9. But, boy, that was a very nice goal set up.
What an incredible individual effort there by Livy Rosenzweig. She was able to kind of elude 3 defenders at one point from Syracuse, just kept her feet moving. And I think that's where you see such leadership and veteran composure. Didn't get thrown off by having 3 sticks in her way, finds the feed, and then we're able to really just get a nice poised shot around Asa Goldstock.
Katie Carolla with the goal there, as noted by Jen Adams. Could have a breakout season this year. Played in all 5 games off of the bench last year. Mustered up just 2 shots. So her first collegiate goal with the Hounds. Take the Patriot League with you wherever you go. Live games on ESPN Plus or through the ESPN app. For more details, visit watchespn.com or the Media Center tab on patriotleague.com. So 13-4 is our score, so the clock now stops when it should. As you said, just do what you can to stop that clock and keep working at it.
Loyola getting a very necessary draw control win right there.
Our first one of this second half. I'm Christian Taylor, Taylor Cummings alongside with me. We appreciate you tuning in and watching some women's college lacrosse to start off this 2021 season. Highly anticipated, to say the least. And we have seen a fairly decent game up to this point. The scoreline maybe won't necessarily note that, but at least from our end, from what we've seen and the energy that both teams have brought, this has been a very well-played game of lacrosse in front of us today.
You definitely wouldn't think that Loyola is down by 9, just given their energy and the tempo of play we're seeing. Both teams are going really hard, and I think these scores have come in bunches, which is maybe why we don't notice it as much.
Sam Fiedler was impeded there. A chance to make it 13-5. You know she'll want to convert here. She'd pick up a hat trick if she can convert. Looks at it and scores! 13-5. And still some more celebration from that Loyola sideline. So much enthusiasm with not only each other, but every single aspect of the game. And here it is one more time.
You love the passion coming from Loyola, and they're still a little bit less than 14 minutes, so there's still some time for them to make a run. It's going to have to be a quick run, but there's still some time to put together some high-quality lacrosse, and I think no matter the outcome, that's the thing that the staff is going to be looking for, is just ending on a good note and playing the way that they hoped they had played, you know, all 60 minutes.
If they can do what they did to score these last 2 goals, then they're on decent pace to try and catch up to Syracuse. But less than 14 to go with still the #1 defense in the country. Emily Harris check will look to get this going again. Harris Chuck, who's been so good in this second half. Looks like we will do this again. Facing off against Liz Scott. Had one important draw control win against Penn. The late goings of last year's season, the last game, kind of helped push Loyola over the top. That was their 5th win before COVID-19 shut everything down. Goes over to Livy Rosenzweig, who now Liz Scott winning another draw control here. Rosenzweig still looking for her first goal. Syracuse have made it their top priority to make sure that she is kept intact, so Loyola have needed to go other routes.
If the Hounds are going to make a comeback in this game, they have to win the draw, and they've been able to win, I believe, 3 in a row right now.
That is correct. To start off the second half, they did not win one before these last 3. Saw moments ago Sam Fiedler had some space and she tries to split defenders and loses the ball in the process. Would have been a good chance, and Syracuse getting their first offensive possession in maybe the last 4 or 5 minutes.
It'll be interesting to see here whether they slow it down or if they're a little bit eager and go to cage quickly. My guess is they will probably slow it down.
And Sam Swart takes a look over her shoulder after she gets hacked. And they're set up again here.
Have about a minute on the shot clock. My guess is since it's been a little while since Syracuse has had the ball, they'll get everyone their touches and get into whatever set that they're going to be in for this offensive possession.
Well, we've seen some good plays up to this point, some technically sound plays. They'll probably try and do the same thing here. Now 40 to shoot. Leading by 8. A cut inside, and Sarah Cockerell couldn't quite squeeze that one through.
It's a great move by her. Again, she just seems to be everywhere today.
And one of the more unsung heroes of this one for sure. Started off this game on the right note for Syracuse. Scored just over a minute in. .12 to play here.
If we just take a look at this Syracuse set right now, if we see how spread out things are at the top and how many players are behind, it's really allowing for those big sweeping dodges that Syracuse likes to favor, and it's forcing early slides, which is exactly what they want.
Sun beginning to peek out again. Well, it's maybe looks like a nice day to play, but it's near 30 degrees. It doesn't feel like that out there. But how about another goal for Syracuse? 14 to 5, and they extend it once more.
It's a great take by Carney. Again, she has so much space to run. She's able to lower that inside shoulder to get her hips going towards cage a bit more instead of fading across. Gets her hands free, and again, it's another bounce shot. I think Syracuse has done a great job making sure that the shots they're taking are high quality and that they're on cage. I haven't seen many miss wide today.
No, now that you come to mention it, really haven't. Everything has just about been on target today.
Which, if you're Gary Gate, that's exactly what you want
Yes.
out of your shooters. At least make the goalie make a save instead of putting it wide.
So here it is, presented by Pinnacle Advisory Group, our game summary. How well that Syracuse have locked down Livy Rosenzweig today. And that ground ball battle, which we haven't mentioned enough today, 12-5 in favor of Syracuse.
They've done a great job. When the ball's on the ground, that's your one opportunity as an offense, and the defense has really been making Loyola pay. They've been able to scoop things up, possess it, and I've been really impressed with how tight and tough these rides are from either team, that the clearing game has been really clean for the most part.
14-5, our score. Most recent goal scored by Megan Carney. It's her second of the game, which Gary Gate is mentioning that she may be the next big player on the Syracuse side. Of course, once Emily Harris-Chuck decides to call it quits after this year. Sent into the middle. Oh, come on. 15-5. Sensational goal yet again.
What an awesome look right there. And again, I believe it was a low bouncer.
It was. It was. They went low on Caitlin Larson. And here it is one more time.
What a great cut. And again, this just speaks to the total unselfishness of the Syracuse offense. Everyone's heads are up. They're moving, looking into the middle, and they're able to really get these really clean looks at cage that Loyola can't do much about.
And Megan Tyrell with a hat trick of her own, too. And we'll step aside one more time, back to a 10-point lead for Syracuse as they've reclaimed hold of this one. Be back in a tick here on ESPN+. Ridley, you can still make your presence felt with Loyola fan cutouts available at loyolagreyhounds.com. Congratulations to today's fan of the game, Madeline Wood, who's won a Loyola prize pack courtesy of Units Moving and Portable Storage. Units Moving and Portable Storage made simple. Learn more at unitstorage.com. That was the last time out called by Loyola. They trail by 10 here, 15-5. Christian Taylor Cummings alongside with me today. Well, Syracuse has looked fairly good coming down here to Baltimore, Maryland, starting off 2021 the way that they like it. Gary Gate definitely very pleased as we've been able to kind of check him out on the sideline as this game has gone along. Hey, the team looks really excited too, and it really seems like a Syracuse team who are not going to take anything for granted this year. They're just going to go right at it, make as deep of a run as they can.
They just look like they're having so much fun out there. Obviously, it's fun to be up big in a big game, but you saw this kind of energy from the moment the first whistle blew. I think they're just so excited to go out and compete and have fun, and that's exactly what they've been doing. It looks like they've just really loved being out there today.
And that is a draw control win for Caitlin Mashewski. We mentioned near the start of this one that Gary Gate was excited to maybe put her in for a few instances, and she's made them count today. Now, if you're Loyola, let's just say that something miraculous does not happen here in the final 10 minutes. What positives are you taking from this one for them?
I would definitely say that the ride was a huge, huge point of positivity for this team. They worked really hard to limit these chances. To get the ball over on the offensive end. I'd say the draw was another area that was super positive for them as well, an area that they really pride themselves in. They've kept it really close with a really talented Syracuse draw team. And then I think there are little chunks from each offensive and defensive possession where they can see the positives and just make minor adjustments.
Megan Tyrell going for goal number 4. Also somebody else who's had a fantastic game. Looks like she maybe tried to go high again. It was picked up on the backside and thrown in. Oh, maybe one of the better goals we've seen today. 16-5 Syracuse.
What a heads-up play right there. Able to get that ball off the turf, off of a missed shot by Megan Tyrell. And Megan Carney is able to just catch the goalie out of cage, little dink around the corner.
Megan Carney, yet another goal to her tally today. Also has a hat trick.
And that's not luck. That's Megan Carney being in the right place at the right time. Just shows how much she knows the game and that lacrosse IQ that was developed as she grew up and then has continued to be fostered by the Syracuse coaching staff.
Led the team last year in assists with 11. Was second on the team the year before with 24. Back when these two teams played back in 2019, they had a 5-point game against the Hounds. 3 goals, 2 assists. Now she has 3 goals, 3 assists today.
Seems like she likes to play Loyola. It's funny how certain players do really well against the same teams year in and year out.
Everybody's all going to be focusing on Emily Harris-Chuck through a lot of this year, but Megan Carney is set up to have one of maybe the best seasons of her life.
I've always said really successful teams occur when all 7 people on offense are a threat. It's honestly something I learned from my coach, Kathy Reese at Maryland, and I think we're seeing that in true fashion right here. All 7 people on the Syracuse offense have been threats to cage and have to make their defenders respect them, and that's exactly what they've been doing.
6 different goal scorers for Syracuse today. The Tyrell sisters alone have struck for 5 today.
That's a stat line that Gary Gate and company will be really excited about. The more people you have scoring, just like Sam Swart got her 4th, I believe, it just makes you that much harder to defend.
Yes, you are correct. Sam Swart with her 4th. Set her career high in assists last time out against Loyola, but definitely has provided one of her best games in the orange, and here it is again.
What a great spin move right there. And again, it's all of this Syracuse offense has been initiated from these elbow drives. It's forcing Loyola to make decisions, and then Syracuse has been really smart with their cuts. A little bit more of an individual effort there from Sansport, being able to roll in, keep it in her left hand, and again, shoot low.
You see the love that she's getting from her fellow teammates. It's well-deserved, as she's also had an absolutely brilliant game. I mean, goal scorers today, been 6 different ones. Harris-Chuck with 4, Sam Swart with 4, Megan Tyrell with 3, and Emma Tyrell with 2. And Megan Carney with 3 as well. And that's just brushing the surface of the Syracuse offense.
Looks like a little collision between 2 Loyola players right there. Hopefully everyone's okay.
Off to Morgan Alexander, at least before the official stop play again. Gary Gate, even though he's up 12, still wants to make sure that everything is sorted out correctly. Clock's stopped just for the moment, just since it's a official discretion here. Loyola did a good job of trying to climb back and stop that clock after they went down 13-3, but after that point, after Loyola made it 13-5, Syracuse have scored 4 unanswered, getting back to what they did to start off this second half.
Just totally unrattled by this run by Loyola. Syracuse was able to make the adjustments, win the draw again, and have put away 4 straight.
9 goals in the second half for the Orange. Just 2 for Loyola. 6:15 to go. We're glad you're with us this Saturday afternoon. Maybe taking a break from some college basketball, whatever that may be. Set in front. Fiedler couldn't quite convert.
What a great save there. Oh, and it looked like a pretty clean check, but again, the ref had a little bit of a different angle on that one.
And they'll break one more time. The clock's still running. Saw Fiedler pick it up right in the middle.
Right on the doorstep. Wow. And again, a huge save by Asa Goldstock. I've been so impressed with her, with both goalkeepers really today.
Right into the spoon for Goldstock. Goldstock today, 5 saves, but 5 big ones. So Jen Adams in her 13th season, Gary Gate in his 14th, as we mentioned earlier, both have a very nice relationship. Of course, Gary Gate helped build University of Maryland dynasty, 7 straight titles there in the 90s into 2000s. 16 losses in his 9 years as an assistant with the Terps. Coached Jen Adams, of course, the first Tualatin Award winner. We're dating the 20th anniversary of that this year. And really saw Jen Adams' love for the game emerge, and her eagerness to learn. It's brought into this coaching style of hers and has brought some success here to the Patriot League and Loyola.
I think if you ask anyone, they'd say Jen Adams is probably the greatest lacrosse player of all time, and I think I would definitely have to agree. What she's been able to do for our sport, for the Australian national team, for Maryland, for Loyola Maryland, is just unprecedented. I wish I could have seen her play more as a young kid. I still have a stick. My first lacrosse stick ever was signed by Jen, and I still have it, and it's something that's treasured and will never go away.
From Brighton, South Australia, 8 tournament appearances, 6 regular season titles, 5-time Patriot League Coach of the Year. Of course, when Loyola was still in the Big East, a 2-time Big East Coach of the Year. And with playing not so bad herself either there, 4-time national champ, 2 undefeated seasons. And yeah, the legacy is continued really into 2021 and probably beyond. 3:30 left. So we're seeing a few different players out there now for Syracuse. There's Bianca Chevery. We've mentioned her name a couple of times today. Emma Ward will squeak her way back on too. Issued the ball from Evan Johnston. Or correction, Emily L. 3 minutes left now. 17-5, the Syracuse lead. Oh, nice track inside off the post. It's enough to reset the shot clock.
That was a nice take, and maybe the first high shot we've seen all day from the Syracuse offense. Just got unlucky there with the pipe, but still a great option.
Ward again. Also, I think it looked like a hit off the post, and sure enough, it did. Well, that's how you see out the game. You just keep hitting the post and drain out the clock.
Keeps resetting the shot clock.
Well, Gary Gate as well has played a significant part in the state of Maryland too, as we mentioned, assistant coach there at the University of Maryland, but played professionally as well with the Baltimore Thunder. Really, any title he could have won, he's done it. And how about that goal for Syracuse? 18-5.
That was a great take there. Looked like she was able to, again, receive the ball off this flip, get her hips down to cage, sort of a wide open shot right there for number 49.
Maddie Baxter is a midfielder that Gary Gate is trying to move up a bit in the depth chart. And a goal like that will certainly catch the eye of a 14-year head coach.
What a great first goal. You know, it's being a freshman again, or being a freshman and scoring your first goal, it kind of lifts a little bit of a weight off your shoulders. So huge goal for her. Super happy to get that off, I'm sure.
From Whitby, Ontario, played very well at the Hill Academy. Of course, Gary Gate has his foot in Canada as well. Won the 2006 Lacrosse World Championship there. Scored four goals against Team USA in the Canadian Lacrosse Hall of Fame, and a goal on the other end for Loyola.
Great shot placement right there by number 13. Looked like she got a great feed off from Livy Rosenzweig. One cradle, keep her hips right in line with that left pipe, and shoot to that opposite right hip of Asa Goldstock.
Senior captain Ellie Klugel scoring her first goal on the season. Yeah, it was wide open and yeah, definitely delivered. No chance. It actually looks like Hannah Van Middelum has worked her way in between the pipes for Syracuse. Senior from Mount Sinai High School. 16 games played, 43 saves, 11.24 goals allowed average, goals against average for her. She's, of course, looking to win a ring as well. 14 seconds to go. 18-6 is the Syracuse advantage before we've stopped here at 9 seconds. And green card is issued to Maddie Baxter. She is off. 9 seconds left if Loyola can find a way to just bring one back here. Maybe end on a high note. Slips inside. Rosenzweig, there's the flag. And there's the final horn. And Syracuse run out of the field. It doesn't look like they completely called it game over yet, as the officials had to wave them back to their sideline.
Looks like we're going to get a free position shot here, so she'll be able to take this shot even with 0 time on the clock.
And it will be Livy Rosenzweig, who has no goals today. She has this last shot. See if she's been shut out completely by this orange defense.
Sorry, there is 0.1 seconds on the clock.
There it is.
It's going to be a quick shot release. Ball's got to leave her stick.
And there it goes, and she cannot convert. And there's the final horn. Syracuse 18, Loyola 6. They march down to Baltimore, Maryland, and pick up a convincing win to start 2021.
That's a great team win all around for Syracuse. Definitely one that I think they're going to be really proud of and happy with. But this is a team. This is a team that you know, has their sights set for something much bigger in May. So this is just one stepping stone. A lot to learn on from the flip side for these Loyola Greyhounds.
Well, there were a lot of strong players for Syracuse all around today, but our player of the game does belong to Emily Harris-Chuck. 4 goals today, an assist for her. Give her 5 points on the day on 6 shots. And how about the 6 draw controls, which pretty much set the tone all day long.
Emily Harris-Chuck is really the leader of this team on the offensive end, on the draw circle. You just saw how amazing and versatile she is. She draws the attention of so much of the defense and is able to put away her opportunities. She's someone that the Orange are going to lean on as things progress into March, April, and then eventually into May.
Well, we talked about our X factors before this game, right?
Yep.
The defense for Syracuse. They lived up to it, didn't they?
Absolutely. I think there's a reason this defense is ranked #1 going into the season. From Asa Goldstock and Cage to Sarah Cooper, Carrie DeFleece, they really just saw so much promise and exceptional play all over the field.
And Loyola start the year 0-1. That is their first loss since the NCAA tournament loss to Princeton back in 2019. They'll look to bounce back next time around. The next game at Towson, of course, still on Wednesday the 24th. But an overall very complete day for Syracuse. 18 goals, 11 assists on 33 shots. Converted their 3 free position shots, caused 10 turnovers, 13 draw control wins, were 18 of 19 from for clearances, and 4 saves, of course, on the back end. And they're your final stats presented by LifeBridge Health. Sam Fiedler, though, maybe one of the bright spots, as well as Caitlin Larson for what they did today. Fiedler still found a way to get a hat trick, kind of for half of the Loyola goals.
Fiedler really was the bright spot for this Loyola offense. I think they can run with that. She took her opportunities when she had it. And Larson, I know the score won't reflect it, but I did think she played a really tremendous game. Most of those shots were right on her doorstep, and she actually had a few key doorstep saves as well.
Well, as mentioned, brief moment before next game for Loyola will be Wednesday the 24th, 5 p.m. just up the road at Towson before they welcome the Florida Gators on Sunday the 28th. Another really important game for Loyola. That will be at 1 p.m. here from the Ridley Athletic Complex. That'll be at 1 p.m. here on ESPN+.
Neither team's schedule gets easier, that's for sure.
No, not at all. And not to mention Syracuse, they still have to play Stony Brook next time around, also on the 27th, 10 a.m. game. That'll do it for us here from the Ridley Athletic Complex in Baltimore, Maryland. For our entire crew, Director Mike Wall and producer Stephanie Ann, and my partner Taylor Cummings, I'm Christian Taylor saying so long from the opener. Our final score, Syracuse 18, Loyola 6. please enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and stay safe.